Hello, and welcome to an episode of Drinking the Kool-Aid. This is a comedy podcast dedicated to the mysterious. My name is Cassidy.
My name's Amanda.
And welcome. I hope you guys all had a great Valentine's Day.
Yes, it was just Valentine's weekend.
Did you eat anything good?
I had steak and baked potato and
classic Valentine's Day meal.
Yeah, except the problem is me and my husband got really high, like we popped an edible before he started making dinner.
Oh, dangerous game.
I don't know why we didn't think about that.
Dangerous game. You're trying to beat the clock at that point.
Yeah, why did we not think about that?
You were like, this is like a game show now. Can I finish dinner or is the edible going to finish me?
It almost did.
Because you've done this before where you're like, you're driving me home, and I'm like, what are you going to have? We always talk about what we're going to have for dinner that night after we record.
Mm-hmm. We love food.
We love food. You think that's all we talk about on here? You should we're either arguing about something stupid or talking about food. That's like our whole relationship.
That's
basically.
So true.
So I remember a couple weeks ago I asked you and you were like, oh, I got this chicken and I'm defrosting it and I'm gonna put it in the air fryer and I'm gonna make a salad with all these beans and I'm gonna put the chicken on it and it's gonna be this thing. And I was like, that sounds delicious. And then the next day I texted her and I was like, how was that new recipe that you tried? Because it was like a new recipe. And she goes, oh, I took an edible and fell asleep and ate a frozen chicken pot pie when I woke up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that checks out.
Sometimes that just happens,
Sometimes you gotta.
But everything turned out great, like the steak and, the baked potato at first didn't turn out great.
What did he do?
Well, he put it in the oven for, he was like, I followed the recipe, and then he took it out and it was still kind of hard in there. So we were like, what do we do?
This guy's an amateur. This is amateur hour.
We are amateurs at baked potatoes, 100%.
They're so easy. You have to wrap them in foil, put a little bit of oil in there and salt and pepper, rub that baby around, wrap it in the foil, and then you leave it in there at like 400 for like 30 minutes. And then for the last 10 minutes, you pump it up to 425 and you get that skin nice and crispy. And it should take like about 45 minutes to an hour.
We had it in there for an hour.
When I use my air fryer, which is the way I always tell you to do it, it only takes me like 30 minutes.
Well,
because you don't have to preheat like the whole oven,
We were so high that I literally said, at this point, I just need to eat a potato. So put it in the microwave. I don't care. And we put it in the microwave. I had to. I literally had no choice. I was like, I need the potato. And it actually softened it enough that it tasted fine to me. I was also really high. Once again, I'll keep reiterating that changes things.
Yes, it does.
But then at one point he was like, I just hear him go, oh shit. And he opens the oven and just so much black smoke comes out because he burned
one
bread.
Oh, bread.
Yeah. We were just like trying to toast up a little bit of bread.
I am notorious for that. Putting anything under the broiler, it's like my brain immediately goes, forget about that thing.
Yeah. And it only takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like when something's in the oven for like 30 minutes, I'm like, check in. I'm asking my little timer how much time is left, like all this stuff, right? And then the second I put something under the broiler, I'm like, I should do laundry right now.
Yeah, I should be doing a task that I can't pay attention.
Should I go clean my bathroom sink for some reason?
Yeah, but other than that, it was great. We ate chocolate and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, how about you?
We kind of had like a little 2-day extravaganza. We don't usually do anything on Valentine's Day just because everything's so busy.
I know. I was shocked to see you out and about.
So, well, that was not the plan for the record. The night kind of got away from me. One of those.
I literally was like watching where you were going and I'm like, she's like at bar. She's like out. I was like, what's going on?
So we went to the bar that we met at and had a drink, a happy hour drink.
Very nice.
And then we took pictures in the photo booth because that's what we always do.
Mm-hmm.
And we had dinner. There's a new pizza place like right on top of it. So we had dinner there. And then we were like walking home. We ran into one of our friends who bartends at another bar, the bar that always gets you two drunk. So we went in there and had a drink.
You mean the one that I black out every time
you go?
I just step foot in the door and I black out. I don't know. That bar is.
She drives by and she gets tipsy. It's crazy.
It's so true. That bar is wild.
But so we stopped in there to say hi to her. And then we were just walking home. And as we're walking home, we see a bunch of people we know in the bar that's like right next door.
Mm-hmm.
Like my friend Stephen Ray Morris was there. And
literally.
And Connie was there. And like some other people that I like kind of also know. Our friend Alicia was there. Like, so it was like all busy and we're walking by and it's all windows. So of course they're like, come in and have a drink with us.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
I did have a little bit of FOMO. I was like, Steven's in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Great. And here I am, high.
Here I am, too high to function. And then, so we ended up having a couple glasses of wine in there. And then next thing you know, we're getting bottles of wine to go. And Connie and this girl Cassie are coming over to our house to watch a movie.
Oh, wow.
And then we get into, we're debating about different movies and what's the best movie of last year. And it was very torn. Everyone is very torn between One Battle After Another and Sinners. Which hard agree. If one of those two movies doesn't win the Oscar, it's literally rigged.
The fact that I've never seen the Leonardo DiCaprio one, but I'm like, Sinners, obviously.
You would like the Leo DiCaprio one. It's really good.
I have been told so many mixed things about me liking it personally. Like some people are like, no, you'll like it. Like it's just so good that it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's just like an action film.
Yeah.
I don't know what there is to not like about it. Leo DiCaprio, you're going to be obsessed with the lead actress. Or she's not the lead actress. It's complicated. But like his love interest in it, you're going to be obsessed with her.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
I'd never seen anything with her in it. Teyana Taylor. That's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's so hot.
Yeah.
And she's so good. Sean Penn is the grossest little greasy monster in it. Benicio del Toro is amazing. He's super funny. I mean, look at her. She's got a once in a lifetime face card.
I know Teyana Taylor.
Yeah.
you think I've never seen her before?
I'd never seen her in anything before. I've never even heard of any of these movies that she was in.
I don't know if I've ever seen her act, but I've just
Is she in other things, or is she like a? Oh,
I thought she was a singer.
Songwriter?
Yes, I thought she was a singer.
Oh, okay, see, that's of course I wouldn't know that.
But she's also, I mean, if that's what she's been in, she's also been in stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying I've never heard of any of this stuff. I don't know what All's Fair is. It looks like a Hulu show.
That is Kim Kardashian's lawyer TV show.
Oh, okay. Well, she's in that. Yeah, I would never watch that in 1,000 years. She's in, this looks like a documentary about her called Teyana and Iman.
Yeah.
She's in something called Straw. Never heard of that.
I knew she was a singer. I didn't even realize she got into acting. She's like actually too hot.
No, she's like really upset. And you wait till she's wearing the tiniest little crop top and like these jeans that I've never seen jeans fit a person in such a way. And then
I mean, even just looking at this photo that's pulled up.
I know
on your
I need to get it off my computer.
Like,
it's making me angry.
Can you actually
nobody see that movie? But yeah, no, the movie's great. She's great in it. Yeah, I think you would really like it.
Okay, I'm gonna pop that bad boy on.
Yeah, it's streaming now. But so we started watching that, and then Connie was like, we need to watch Paris is Burning. We need to watch Paris is Burning. And then of course
I love Paris is Burning.
I know. And then of course I had to talk about the mummified body that was found. Yeah.
Did you shock everyone?
They all kind of like heard of it but didn't know the details. I think everyone like who's in that scene is like heard of it, but like doesn't know the details. So then we just talk about that, and the next thing you know, like we've drank 2 bottles of wine and watching Paris is Burning. Yeah.
I would have been crying. Paris is Burning makes me cry.
Yeah, you 100% would have been crying.
Oh my gosh.
And then when we did our real Valentine's Day date, we did that Sunday. We went to my favorite park and we got sandwiches. And
from where?
From Jersey Mike's. I really wanted to get them from Busy Bee, but they're closed on Sundays.
Jersey Mike's is actually pretty good.
It was delicious.
Can't lie.
Yeah. I just had like chips and a sandwich, like a Italian sub. It was amazing. And then Andrew has never been to Sunken City, so I took him to Sunken City.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was like, you're failing your Long Beach dirtbag exam right now.
He's literally lived here his whole life, and you and I have been to Sunken City multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I showed him that, and then he goes, dang, teenage Andrew really did miss out. I was like, yeah, because this seems like exactly the place teenage Andrew would have come and smoked weed or something.
Absolutely. That is definitely where all the kids go and drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes.
One thing I will say that pissed me the fuck off, and this is a PSA.
Oh.
There were so many beer cans and bottles and trash there. It's not even like a hike in situation. There's trash cans like 50 feet away.
Yeah.
So you have no excuse. You're just a piece of shit. And so I'm gonna try and get some people together for a Saturday morning and go clean it up. And because I was like, it's not a hard like hike.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, this is a really easy place to come and clean up. We could probably get like a significant amount of cleaning done.
Yeah. I would do that.
In like a morning, and then we can all go to happy hour afterwards.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Count me in.
So that's what I'm going to try and do. So if you get a text from me, any of my friends who I know will do these things with me, that's what's going on. We're going to go to Sunken City. We're going to clean it up. Somebody's got to do it.
Someone does have to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was really fun. And I got to explain all the different flora and fauna that were in the tide pools to Andrew. And he kept going, how do you know that? And I was like, What do you mean, how do I know it? I learned it. I read about it. I worked in an aquarium.
You did work in an aquarium. I did forget that because at first I was like, not everyone just like knows these things.
No, but the reason I started working in an aquarium is because I know these things.
Yeah.
I love these things. Like, I actually have interests that are educational.
You love like science stuff, so it just makes sense. Like I love how much you love it. I think that's great. Someone's got to, you know what I mean?
I love it so much. I just love nature, all nature, except for monkeys.
Yeah, see, like, to me,
and even then I love them, but just keep them away from me, you know?
That just doesn't seem fair to me. You should love them like you love any other creature out in nature. You should want to hold them.
I do not want to hold them.
Well,
at all.
I do. Okay, I watch videos of certain birds, like pet birds, like parrots and parakeets and stuff. And I'm like, that actually seems kind of cool. Like, they can like talk to you and they can like snuggle with you. Like, I like that. But then I think about when a bird dies, they just kind of like fall over to the side. And I don't like that.
That's, I think, what happens to most animals.
I don't know. Because
like,
I feel
what do you think happens when a monkey dies? It dies. It just falls over and dies.
Like, I don't know. Something about the way that they just like lay there, like rigid, just freaks me out.
That's called rigor mortis, and that will happen to you and I one day as well.
I don't know.
None of us are safe from rigor mortis.
It's very specifically birds to me. I don't like. I just have these visions of them, like, you know, because like you have to put them in like a big cage if you have them in your house.
Yeah.
I just have a vision of them like on their little pole, like standing there, and then they just fall over and die. And then you like walk into the room, and then you go to look at your bird, and he's just fucking on his side on the bottom of the cage. Like, that to me just is so I hate
so upset.
I hate the thought of that. It freaks me out. Same with fish.
I was just about to say, what about fish? Like when you come in and they're
belly
floating?
up?
Yeah.
No. I that vision of my fish belly up will haunt me for the rest of my life. I'll never get over that moment. Same with my hamster, with Pookie.
See what I mean? I think it's every animal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, you just have to find dead animals.
I think I just don't like dead things.
Yeah. It's weird that you subscribe death to only birds.
Yeah, it's very specific to birds and fish.
Okay.
In my brain.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I don't like them. I don't like fish. I don't like birds.
That's your prerogative.
Thank you. Monkeys, though, they're great.
Love it. Love it.
Love a monkey.
Well, speaking of identifying things.
Yes.
Out in the wilderness.
Okay.
So I saw this video that this girl made on Instagram. You guys know I'm a chat GPT hater, AI hater.
Yes.
It's not better than Google. Just use Google. And everyone's like, Google uses AI. You can turn that off. I have that turned off on my phone. Every single time I open Google on my phone, it goes, please try Gemini AI or whatever. And I go, no, not interested, every single time.
How do I get it so it doesn't immediately give me the AI thing?
You can turn it off in your settings, or you can also just add -AI when you Google anything.
Okay.
Well, actually, one of our listeners taught me that. She was like, oh, you can just put -AI into the Google search bar. And so that, because it's always wrong. Like, how many times have you, like, because it's the first thing you see. So sometimes you don't even think of it as AI.
It took me a month to realize what that even was.
Yeah. But okay, so this woman who apparently uses AI so often that for some reason Chat GPT knows her profession. It was so creepy. Why don't talk? So creepy. Okay, it's already so creepy.
Because we've talked about it before, but people have like relationships with
I know.
AI.
It's so dystopian and upsetting.
Yeah.
It makes me really upset. But here's another reason, even if you don't think it's weird and you think it's great for you mentally, whatever, she was gardening and she found a plant in her garden and she goes, that looks like an extremely poisonous plant.
I know where this is going.
Okay. So she takes a picture of it and puts it into Chat GPT and says, hey, can you identify this? Chat GPT is like, that looks like carrots, like wild carrots. That is like so clearly the greens of the tops of the wild carrots. And so the friend who's telling the story is the person who is the friend of the person this happened to. And so the person that this happened to texts the friend, the one who's actually telling the story to the camera.
Yeah.
Sorry if that's confusing. But goes, hey, Chat GPT said that this is carrots and that it's completely safe, whatever. And she's like, no, that is like an extremely deadly plant that even touching it can fuck you up. And if you ever ate it, there's no antidote for how poisonous it is. And it could kill you, like, very easily. And so she puts it into another chat GPT. Like, she like goes to private browsing or whatever, not the one that she talks to every day that knows she's a teacher. Because it even was like, oh, keep it in your garden around the kids. Because it knew she was a teacher. Creepy, creepy, creepy. And then
sounds like
so
chat
she starts
is trying to kill her.
That's girl. Okay. So she starts a new chat with like an anonymous bot, right? And she sends in the picture and it immediately says, that is deadly. That will kill you. And it was the exact same picture. And it was like, there's no doubt about it. Like, get rid of that. Yeah, like, and make sure you wear gloves even when you get it out of your garden. And so I was like,
and then the chat bots are fighting each other?
Well, because I'm going, oh my gosh, because she clearly talks to this chat, right? It like it knows everything about her. It knows she's a teacher. It knows where she works. It knows what she does. It knows that she's just started gardening. She's a new gardener and she's been asking it questions, which once again, read a book. There's so many books on beginning gardening that won't try to kill you. Yeah. And so I was like, do you think this chatbot is like, God, this bitch is so annoying?
Oh.
And it was like, yeah, girl, eat that poison. or I mean, listen, I would believe either, because I also think ChatGPT is just so flawed. All chats are. So is fucking Claude. They're all the same. I saw these people being like, I'm done with ChatGPT, on to Claude. And I was like, yeah, oh my God.
Don't even know what that is.
It's just another interactive chatbot.
Oh. It's all AI.
It's all AI. Yeah, it's all bullshit. And so, but yeah, she was like, I was like, this is like a plot of a movie. Like, this AI was trying to kill her.
That is that's crazy to me.
Yeah, because either it's so incompetent, it's so bad at its job. I mean, either one is scary, right? Because people trust this fully. They'll be like writing research papers, like, we're getting dumber.
Well,
we're getting so much dumber, and this is coming from the head bitch in charge of the dumb bitches society. We can't just keep getting dumber, everybody.
I mean, remember those AI like teddy bears or whatever that were telling kids to like kill their parents or something?
Yeah, and like where to find knives, and like where to find where to find matches and shit.
Yeah, it's like the same shit. Like clearly there's something happening.
Well, they made a fake company and were like used an AI chatbot to be like, hey, can you analyze all these emails and like see how we can become more efficient, whatever. And like in the emails, they said that they were going to shut down the AI bot once this task was done.
Mm-hmm.
And so the AI bot found emails of somebody having an affair and said, if you shut me down, you have 4 minutes to respond, because if you shut me down at the end of the day, I'm going to send, before you shut me down, I'm going to send this to the entire board and your wife.
No fucking way.
Yes.
What is this Scarlett Johansson and her? Like, what is happening?
And the guy who made it was like, yeah, that's why we run these tests. It's like super interesting. And the person interviewing him, you could tell, is just like, like what the, like shaking, like what the fuck's going on?
Oh, I'm already afraid, and now I'm even more afraid.
It's 2109. He's coming for us.
Oh my gosh, no. What if it is?
I'm just saying. What's that guy's name? Gary?
Gary, the Gary of it all?
The Gary of it all.
What if 2109 from your story last week is actually the one who is putting the oh my God. Okay. He's creating the AI and putting it in the universe, because obviously the AI is going to like kill Earth or whatever. You know? And Gary, he's supposed to stop AI. That's what he was supposed to do.
See, this is a plot of a good movie. The problem is everything.
He has to save humanity.
Everything that's a plot of a good movie is also just happening, and you're like, oh, that sucks.
No, that's literally what's
happening. It would be more fun if, like, did we not all see AI, artificial intelligence, starring Will Smith? Do we not watch the same movie? Did nobody see Blade Runner?
Once again,
guys, these are classics.
Hitch is the only Will Smith movie that I like.
You've never even seen Wild Wild West?
Nope.
Wild Wild West is so good.
I've only seen,
and he made an original rap song for it.
I Am Legend. Is that him?
Good movie. Yeah,
I saw that one.
That's another movie. Because we were talking about this with Wuthering Heights. That's another movie that fundamentally changed like the meaning of the book with the creative decisions that they made, which was too bad. But there's an alternative ending that's more similar to like the point of the book. Like the name of the book, it was originally Omega Man or I Am Legend, right? And in the book, he says I am legend at the end, because he's realizing he's the last human on Earth, and that he's the boogeyman to these things, because he comes in and steals them and kills them for seemingly no reason to them, right? They're going, what did we do wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he realizes at the end of the book, like, oh, like vampires were a legend to me, and now I am the legend to the vampires, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the point, right? And that's not really the ending you get at the end of the theatrical release of I Am Legend, but I actually think that one's more interesting, right? Yeah.
I never even used, like, I didn't use ChatGPT before I like even knew how bad AI was. Like,
Yeah.
I never really got into it. It's kind of the same thing. I feel like I'm always late to the curve.
Well, we talked about this like a year or two ago, like when ChatGPT first launched. We talked about how you and I both had been like, oh, can you summarize this case for me? And like it was all the information was wrong.
Yes.
And so we were like, oh, it's just not a useful tool.
Yeah.
Because it's all wrong. So what's the point of using it? I am a more efficient tool than ChatGPT, right? So we never really used it.
Yeah.
And then we found out obviously all the environmental impacts and how it's basically going to just like destroy our economy as we know it, right?
Yeah, but I'm just grateful that I'm always late to the party.
Isn't it nice to be able to be a little smug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what else I was late for and I never really used? I only used for like a week. Tinder. And then I found Sam and I never had to use it. So same thing.
Well, I technically found Sam for you.
Well,
just saying.
Yeah. Well, yes, because you are the loudmouth friend.
That's right. Lay it on thick, girl.
You're like, hey, we know you.
Hey, we're going to hang out with you. We need friends.
And
we don't have
like,
any friends.
Shut the fuck up right now. You better shut your dirty little mouth, you hamster.
You hamster.
But it worked out.
It worked out very well for her. She's in a beautiful, loving relationship with a talented tall man.
The talented tall man who gets me high and then burns bread.
And burns your bread.
And
his only flaw, can't cook a potato.
Can't cook a baked potato. You know, I'm assuming at some point.
No man is perfect.
That's so true. So true. And at some point in our long marriage together, we should probably learn how to make a baked potato.
Yeah. I'm going to come over and like do a
tutorial.
I was going to say, I'm going to come over and do like a cooking class for you guys.
Yeah.
Because you also don't know how to make rice.
Girl, I can't make shit.
And that is every time I'm like, it's so easy.
Every time my rice is hard. It's too hard. And then it gets stuck to the pan. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I do know how to make eggs. I can make eggs in various forms. I'm pretty good at that.
Poached egg is the hardest thing.
I can do a poached egg.
Yeah. And that's hard.
That's probably the only thing I have successfully done in my life.
I would say like the thing that I fuck up the most, it's like a staple, is a poached egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why
you don't eat eggs.
I don't
so
even
it's
really
okay.
eat eggs. Poached egg and over easy are like the only two ways I really like to eat eggs. So that's why I'm like, okay, I got to figure these out.
Yeah. I like them always.
Yeah, you're an egg fanatic.
I'm a fucking egghead.
Andrew did introduce me to like a soft scramble where they're like still kind of loose.
Oh, you like that?
And I do like that.
Oh, I'm not into that.
Because like a very hard scramble, I don't fuck with at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like a soft scramble. I don't like when they're a little wet. I feel like every time I've ever gone to like a breakfast buffet, the eggs are always soft scrambled and they're always a little wet.
That's not a soft scramble.
It's
that's
just water in them
because it's powdered eggs. They're not real eggs. Like if you go to like, are you talking about like a hotel buffet?
Yeah.
That's those.
Or like a cruise ship. Like they're always so disgusting.
Because it's powdered eggs. It's not real. They're real eggs, but it's powdered eggs. It's not like they didn't crack those eggs.
Yeah, because I was always like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is disgusting.
No, you're thinking of powdered eggs, which is a whole other mystery monster texture.
I was going to say, I don't even want to know. I never even,
like, none of my
I didn't
business.
even know that was a thing. And I don't want to know about it. And I'm never eating that again because that sounds disgusting. And I hate that.
You're like, now that's my enemy.
I actually hate that so much.
Well, on that note, how about we welcome some of our new cool kids?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Welcome to Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
Welcome to Jonathan B.
Jonathan Bailey?
No.
Oh.
But this person does have a really cool last name.
Okay. We love you.
But I won't air them out.
We love you anyway.
You have a cool last name. It's very, I don't know, Wild West. Welcome to Amanda, who joined for the whole year.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think this is my sister-in-law.
Really?
Or my ex-sister-in-law. I think so. Sorry, I'm looking at the email address. I'm like, oh, I know that email address.
I think that is her.
Because she didn't put her last name on here. So, and we get random Amandas all the time.
I think that is her.
We also had Brianna B and Alessia. Yeah, Alessia, who edited their memberships. Brianna B joined for the whole year.
Well, welcome
Little smarty
to
pants.
the show.
If you guys aren't on Patreon, make sure you go and check that out. We just finished our book club, which we were reading Ninth House by, it is Lee Bardugo. I listened to an interview with her so I could make sure. I was like, is it Lay or Lee? I always say it wrong because it's spelled like Ashley. Like, when someone's like, my name's Ashley.
No, it's spelled like Lee. Like,
okay, but you never knew a girl named Ashley, and she would be like, it's not Ashley, it's Ashley because it's Leigh.
I've never known anyone named Ashley.
Oh. Well, welcome and thank you for being on the Patreon.
We love you.
We love you. I also wanted to say thank you to some people who bought us some beers.
Ooh.
So Andrea bought us some beers and said, oh, it's a birthday. Birthday, bitch. Celebrate with me. My birthday is the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th, or the true holiday when all of the Valentine chocolate is 50% off.
Yes.
This year is also the last day of classes for my master's degree in health education. Okay, go off.
Okay, smarty pants.
I love your show and you hilarious ladies. Enjoy this from this Midwestern mama. Congratulations. Listen, everybody turns a year older once a year, right? But not everybody gets a fucking master's degree.
We will never.
We will.
No.
No. They won't even give it to me from Yapper University because I won't show up to class. They keep begging me to do it.
Real.
Congratulations. That is so exciting. And we love an educated woman.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. We also got some beers from Michaela. And Michaela says, buying you two amazing ladies some beers as a big thank you to playing a role in my engagement proposal. Oh,
we forgot.
I'm still shocked, flabbergasted, and bamboozled at how this proposal played out and was so beyond over the moon that my fiance, gasp, thought of all of this on his own. I've listened to y'all for many years, and now in the last 2 years, I've gotten my partner hooked too. Couples who listen together, stay together. Thanks again, ladies. Y'all are the best. Okay, you guys, we had a mysterious little moment when I was experiencing
she was being
telepathy,
psychic.
ESP. So that was Michaela's now fiance had reached out to us and asked if we could call them out by name and say that they need to stop their car because they always listen when they drive together. And he proposed to her and she said yes. And the reason we kept it mysterious is because we're never trying to shame a lady into it, but they love each other clearly and they said yes. So that's why now you get the full update. Because if we would have been like, they're gonna get proposed, then like something bad happened, that would be really awkward.
My friend Kathy texted me and she was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, someone's proposing. She was like, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we were trying to keep it vague enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, yes, I'm so happy and I'm so glad that you guys listened together in the car and we hope it was just the most beautiful
and
time ever.
He sent a picture of the ring and it is
gorgeous.
Stunning.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you too.
Yeah, congratulations. And thank you for the beers. And last but certainly not least, our longtime listener, Courtney Moose.
Courtney
said, happy St. Deadpool's Day. Eat a couple of chimichangas and wash it down with a beer on me.
Ooh, that sounds real good.
It does. I actually have, thank you, Courtney. We love you.
We love you.
I bought like this big box of frozen chimichangas at Costco because I was like, I just need something that's in the freezer that I can just throw in the air fryer, not think about, and that isn't just like chicken nuggets because that's my usual go-to.
Right. You need to mix it up with a chimmy.
They're so good.
I fucking love a chimichanga.
I was like, fuck, what the fuck do you mean this is just like frozen? I can put it in the air. Like, it's a beef and cheese and like it's so cheesy and so like it's so good. Don't you love when that happens when you find something that's like a quick food that's also delicious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. And if you would like to buy us a beer or join our Patreon, you can do that at dtkpod.com/support. You can also find our merch on there. You can also send us emails on there to contact us if you have a listener story or you want a shout out or something like that.
Or you
hit us up.
Could also just like tell us you love us. That's cool too.
Sometimes people just send fan mail and that's like, it's actually so sweet.
Yeah. We just got one actually the other day.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read it. Dang it. I'll go read it later. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And how about we get started?
Let's get started.
Woo! All right. So we are in February.
We are.
Which, as we know, is Black History Month.
Yes.
And I like to try and pick a story that highlights Black excellence every year during Black History Month, at least once if I can. And so we're going to be talking about the Freedom House today.
Okay.
So my main source was a documentary, which you can find actually on YouTube, called The First Responders, and then Wikipedia.
Perfect.
Yes. All right. So we're going back to the 1960s. We're in Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
So the medical emergency system that was set up in most of the United States was not great. So if you suffered a heart attack or you were in a car accident, you had to call the police, who then would come and then hopefully transport you to the local hospital. There was no like real ambulance service set up.
Okay.
But as you can probably guess, in neighborhoods that were predominantly Black, they would refuse to transport people. They would just not show up at all. People would call 911 and they would just be like, no.
Ugh.
And so as a result, this was like there were really high death rates in accidents and medical emergencies that if people were given treatment in the field, they would have actually survived. But because it would take so long sometimes for the cops to come or take you over there or whatever, and you were just getting put into the back of like a paddy wagon or the back of a police car, you're not getting stabilized on the field, that there were really high death rates. Actually, in the beginning of the documentary, they said during the 1960s, you were more likely to survive a gunshot wound in Vietnam than a car crash in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Yeah, because they had medical people right there if you got shot in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right. And there was nothing like that. You would have to call the police. And like I said, hope they would come. One of the best examples of this is that the ex-mayor of Pittsburgh and ex-governor, who was an old white guy, right? He had a heart attack just 2 blocks from Pittsburgh Presbyterian, and it took so long to get into the ER that he was brain dead by the time they got him there.
Oh my God.
So you can imagine if that's how long it took for a white wealthy politician,
yeah,
how much worse it was for Black people.
Holy shit.
In a racially segregated neighborhoods. For example, Mitchell J. Brown, who lived in the Black district called the Hill District, he arrived home and found when he was a kid and found his mother unresponsive. And when he called the police, they said like she was on the ground and she was breathing, but she wasn't talking, whatever, she's passed out. And he moves her to the couch. He calls the police and tells the police, hey, my mom is unresponsive. I need you guys to come get her to take her to the hospital. I don't have a car, because that's another thing, right? And they go, sounds like she's just drunk. And he goes, my mom doesn't even drink, let alone get drunk. Like she does not drink at all. She's completely sober. Not because she's like an ex-addict. She just never was a drinker. So this wouldn't make any sense. And so he ends up having to carry her down the stairs, where he's running around in the streets carrying his unresponsive mother, until they finally find a parked paddy wagon, police. And he is like, puts her in the back and is like, we need to take her to the hospital. I can't run her all the way to the hospital. And she died of a cerebral hemorrhage.
Oh my God.
Which could have possibly been treated and saved her if she would have been rushed to the hospital and been able to get medical care and go into surgery sooner.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So obviously this is a horrible way that any of it runs, right? Just like in total. And as we know, the most marginalized people suffer the worst under terrible systems.
Right.
So they were just getting worse and worse. So while the civil rights movement was becoming more prominent, the NAACP was trying to address inequities between white and Black communities all around the United States. And they have this guy, James McCoy, set up the Freedom House Enterprises, which was designed to meet the community's needs in Black underserved communities. So they would deliver food and they would do job training. They had medical and legal aid. Basically anything that you could need, you would go to the Freedom House.
What do you always say? Like, I'm not going to be able to think of the proper sentence, but community.
Oh, community is all we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only people who are going to serve your community is your community.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
100%. I mean, we've seen that with the ICE raids that are going on and all that stuff. And the government hates that. It's why when the Black Panthers started feeding kids school breakfast and school lunch, all of a sudden they didn't believe in the Second Amendment and carrying around guns. All of a sudden they didn't believe in the Second Amendment, and they were raiding the Black Panther organizations to try and stop them from, they weren't even afraid when they were protesting. They were afraid when they were feeding kids, because that's more revolutionary and upsetting, right? To them. Yeah. So in 1966, there was also a paper published by the National Academy of Science, and it was titled, quote, Accidental Death and Disability, the Neglected Disease of Modern Society. And in this research paper, it was found that up to 50,000 deaths a year were the result of inadequate ambulance services. In 1967, after this information came out, a man named Phil Halen, who worked with Lyndon Johnson's War on Poverty, he decides, because he's the head of the Maurice Falk Fund, he decides that he's going to team up with the Freedom House and do something about this.
Okay.
And this is how we got the Freedom House ambulance services. This was the first ever emergency medical service in the United States to be staffed by paramedics with medical training beyond basic first aid.
Wow.
Yes. So this was a huge undertaking, obviously, and this was the first of its kind. So, everything they were doing was a little experimental and, considered crazy or like, oh, that's never going to work, right? And so they decided that they were going to train regular people to provide medical care, get real ambulances, and set up an emergency phone line to be able to respond to calls. So Dr. Peter Safar, who you might have heard about.
I was going to say, that sounds familiar.
He is the father of CPR. He's the one who literally invented the CPR system of pumping, cardiovascular pumping and breathing into someone's mouth, which obviously huge deal. He actually had a daughter who had died of an asthma attack because she did not get oxygen on the way to the hospital. So she died en route to the hospital. And he was like, no, what would have saved her life if she was in an ambulance that had an oxygen tank.
Yeah.
And there was, somebody who knew what to do, who knew how to intubate her,
right.
all sorts of things, right? And so he's like, hey, he reaches out when he hears about this. He's like, I want to be involved. And I have lots of great ideas on how to train people and how to design the ambulances and make everything more safe and efficient. And these people don't need to go to medical school. Like literally, like let's hire people from the community to be trained to do this medical work, this life-saving work.
Wow.
Yeah. So they go to staff the program and they start by hiring 25 Black men from the Hill District. They put them through an intense training. And at the time, the local media would refer to especially the young Black men of this neighborhood as unemployables. So they were like, you know what? No, we're going to prove that even the quote unquote unemployables can do this and save people's lives. So they hired men who had suffered long-term unemployment. Half of the recruits had not graduated high school. Some of the recruits already had a criminal record, including felonies. And there were also recruits who were coming back from the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like, not only do we believe that people can do this, we believe the people that you guys say, oh, they're not deemed fit to work for anybody.
Yeah.
We think that they can save people's lives. And that's exactly what they did. So Dr. Safar said and had talked about, he understood that these people were not failures, but the system that they operated within is what had failed them. So he put them through a 32-week, 300-hour course that included anatomy, physiology, CPR training, advanced first aid, nursing, and defensive driving. So they knew how to safely get these ambulances and as quickly as possible to the ERs. And those in the program who had not completed high school, they actually helped them get their GEDs as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So these 25 men, quote unquote, the unemployables, right, become the first ever paramedics at the Freedom House and the first ever trained paramedics in the United States.
That's insane.
I have goosebumps.
That's crazy.
And the first call that they went on was in June of 1968. They responded to an unconscious woman who had a seizure on a city bus. They got to her in minutes, provided care like making sure that her airways were clear and initial examinations, giving her fluids and oxygen. And she was in the hospital in a short amount of time where she did survive the incident.
Great.
Yeah. Like how exciting.
Yeah.
Like your first call too. Like, whoa. So these guys were professionals. They were amazing. They were putting in IVs. They were tubing people. They were stabilizing victims who could have had spinal damage. Because like I said before, they was kind of throwing people in the back of paddy wagons or the back of police cars. Now they're like actually making sure they stabilize people before they move them into the back of the ambulances. The ambulances have sirens on them like police cars. So people move over and get out of the way. And so they can get to the hospital safer and faster. And in the first year alone, they answered 6,000 calls and saved over 200 lives of people that medical experts said would not have made it. if it weren't for how quickly the Freedom House could render aid and get them to the ER.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's huge. And mind you, they're only serving like 3 neighborhoods. This isn't even like the whole state or the whole city.
And so this is the first of its kind in the United States, you said.
Anywhere.
So the okay. Before this, there was just no such thing as like a real ambulance.
There was kind of like random sporadic ambulance services or private ambulance services. Some cities, their police had like ambulances that they could use or whatever, but there was no like EMT.
Yeah, like what we know today.
Setup, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so remember that guy who I talked about earlier, Mitchell J. Brown, the one whose mother died because of the brain bleed.
Tell me he grew up and became one.
So he grows up, and when he goes over to Vietnam, he in the Air Force, he becomes an emergency medic. So when he gets back, he comes home to Pittsburgh, and like the first thing his aunt says to him is, "Hey, have you heard about these Freedom House guys? They're saving lives, and they're doing emergency medicine," because that's what he did over in Vietnam. And when he heard specifically that Dr. Safar was involved, he goes, "The guy who fucking invented CPR, like I need to be involved in this, like immediately." So he goes over and he ends up getting hired to become a manager. So he manages basically the entire emergency response system, a system that very specifically could have saved his mother's life when he was a kid. And now he gets to save other people's mother's lives. Yeah. It's very sweet. And he's very passionate. He's also super, super fucking smart. Like, you know, when you're listening to someone talk and you're like, oh, you're just really smart.
Yeah.
And you've always been smart. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the way he was like talking about stuff, I was like, oh, you're just like the smartest person in the world. Like, so they were so beloved in the community. Everybody knew that if the Freedom House guys showed up, you get the fuck out of their way and you let them do their work. Even if you were the shooter who just shot someone, you let them work on the person you just shot, because there was that much respect for these people in their communities.
Okay.
And they would go into, neighborhoods that were low income and considered more quote unquote dangerous, where there are higher rates of gun violence, carjacking, etc. And they would have medical drugs on these rigs that they had, because they're administering morphine and insulin and stuff in the field, and people did not fuck with them because there was just so much respect for what they were doing. And like, whatever you do, we don't cross that line.
Yeah.
We don't mess with the Freedom House guys. They're safe no matter what. Yeah. And so these people that were deemed unemployable by the white American system now became the saviors of their own community, which not only made a positive impact on everybody's lives that they saved and everybody's family's lives that they saved, but also now young Black men who maybe were feeling like the system's so broken, what can I do? Have a path forward going forward into the community. So it's like, oh, well, like that guy, he was unemployed for 4 years. He was in and out of jail. And now look at him. He's like Superman.
Yeah.
Like that is such a beacon of hope for a community that had been just completely forgotten about and underserved in their city and state. Yeah. Like, how cool is that?
I know. I feel like stupid because I'm just keep going, wow. But like, I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah. And if you watch the show The Pit, there was an episode where they're treating a guy and they're like, oh, are you a doctor? And he's like, no, I'm a janitor. And they're like, why do you know all this medical stuff? And he was talking about how he was a Freedom House EMT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So by the 1970s, Freedom House was taking an average of 18 calls a day. And they were mostly funded by like grants from the city, grants from stuff like the Falk Foundation. And so they were, because it's a nonprofit enterprise that was set up. So like they kind of had like a hard, like there was some issues with funding every now and again where they'd have to go to the city. Eventually they did have to start hiring white people to be eligible for certain grants.
Okay.
They said too, like it kind of sucked because they would hire like these young white guys who would get all this training and then they would move on to like actually be doctors and stuff because they had opportunities set up for them outside of that community. And so they were like, we really were like a stepping stone for even so many white people that came and got to work with us and got to learn all of this stuff and then go on to become medical doctors because they could afford the schooling or get, education in their rich white neighborhoods. Yeah. So remember how I said nobody fucked with them?
Yes.
Okay. That's not completely true. Can you guess who didn't really like them very much at first?
Old white men.
Cops.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the cops at first said that they saw the Freedom House as a threat to their jobs. So when the Freedom House would show up, or if they showed up on the scene of like a shooting or something like that, they would be like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're the first responders. Why are you guys here? Get out of our way. There was one guy.
Maybe because you're not doing it very well.
Yeah, right. And there was one guy who worked as an EMT for Freedom House as an emergency responder, and he said that he showed up once, or he was at a scene once treating somebody who had been been in an accident, and the cops came up and cussed him out, being like, get out of our way. And then immediately they had no idea what they were doing. They were just like bumbling around because he's like, I'm trained. You're not trained to do this.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Yeah. Police had no medical training. They also didn't respond as quickly or efficiently as Freedom House.
Well, and they didn't care.
And yeah. And I'm sure it did not feel good for these white cops to see a bunch of young black men who they probably saw themselves as much better than,
stepping up and
doing it and being better at what is supposed to be a part of their job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can tell you it doesn't look good for even a cop. Dead kids. Very specifically, there's a story told in the documentary where a kid was hit by a bus, and one of the cops called the Freedom House because he said that, quote, we need someone here who knows what the hell that they're doing. And slowly but and that kid did get saved by a Freedom House response team. And slowly but surely, the police themselves started calling Freedom House to respond to medical calls.
Okay, well,
yeah,
as long as they came around.
Yeah, I'm sure it was never,
it was begrudgingly.
Yeah, and okay, well, whatever. You guys don't want to come into these communities anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys don't want to be there.
Yeah, so, and everybody knows that it's dangerous to call the police into a black community, regardless.
And also, like, if it's about saving people's lives, you would think that would be
top priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I think about it, I'm sure those stats were kept. People that cops themselves were bringing, I'm sure it looked now like their stats were great because they had Freedom House taking these people and people were living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So before you know it, cities all over the world, literally all over the world. First, it was all over the United States, and then it was all over the world were requesting Mitchell and the Freedom House to come and explain how their system worked so they could implement their own version of it. So they were like in Germany and in France, and they were, all over the United States. They came over to LA, and they're helping train other people in this method. And this is when a young doctor named Nancy Carolyn gets involved. And this is like in the 1970s. And her, along with the other paramedics who had been working on the program, actually, because she's like an actual doctor, she's an MD, which, obviously gives them a little bit more credence or whatever. And she works with the paramedics to develop the first nationally recognized paramedic training book that is still used in paramedic training to this day.
I just had no idea that this was.
Yeah. So this whole program is literally the cornerstone of the EMS system that we know today.
Yeah.
So Freedom House were the first paramedics, the first responders in the country, and they were also the first people to intubate a patient in the field, deliver an electric shock to a patient's heart in the field, read and send an EKG while en route to the hospital, and the first people to use Narcan in the field to treat an overdose.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And this is when the fuckery starts.
Oh, no.
So the mayor, his name was Pete Flaherty, and he is like, well, what the fuck's going on? Because he starts making statements like, we don't need stuff like the Freedom House. The police are doing a great job. Actually, the police are doing great. And then all these doctors are like, no, they're not. Like, what are you seeing the same things we're seeing? Like, the police were not saving as many people as these ambulances are.
Yeah.
And the rich people were getting annoyed because these poor black neighborhoods were getting better medical response care than they did in their affluent white neighborhoods. So they start complaining, being like, okay, well, I'm rich. I'm paying all these taxes. Why is nobody coming to help me if I have a heart attack? Why do I get a whole ambulance that shows up? Because they were only servicing these like poor, underprivileged neighborhoods that they live in.
With their community.
Yeah. So this is when Mayor Flaherty calls up our boy Mitchell Brown again. We love him. And he's like, hey, I would love to meet with you. Like, they set up a date, and Brown is like, this is awesome. I am going to pitch this whole plan to the mayor on ways to expand the program across the whole city. And then maybe even, we could go and pitch it to the governor and get it across the whole state and we could just get this whole thing working out. So then people aren't mad because they could also get served in the same way, right?
Because he's a good person. He's like, I want to help everybody.
Yeah, he wants to save lives.
Yeah.
I mean, he was already a victim of the bad system, right? And so he shows up to the meeting and the mayor actually says, oh, actually, I just called you here to tell you that your ambulances are too loud. Can you not use sirens anymore and instead just use like a bell or something? And Mitchell Brown says in the documentary, he goes, a bell? Like we're an ice cream truck?
Literally.
Like that defeats the whole point. Like it was like so belittling. And so he says like, I have this whole thing. And he goes, oh, I'll give that to somebody. And that's when Brown said he realized that it was the beginning of the end.
Oh, no.
And after the city and local municipalities refused a contract to expand or even extend what the Freedom House was doing, on October 15th, 1975, with Brown on board on the truck, they took their last call after the mayor canceled the contract with City House and decided to start his own thing called Pittsburgh EMS. And guess who they did not hire?
Any of those people?
Mitchell J. Brown. So some Freedom House employees did apply and got the jobs at Pittsburgh EMS, but they said that they were like basically hazed constantly. A lot of them ended up quitting because they were not treated right. And they were like, we've been doing this for 10 years.
Oh my God.
And you guys are just brand new. Oh, and guess who they had run Pittsburgh EMS? One of those white guys that had worked with Freedom House under Mitchell Brown. They hired him to be the boss of everything and basically do what Mitchell Brown was doing for Freedom House. And what did I say? And they were like, another white guy who uses this as a stepping stone, and now he gets to be in charge of the thing. Yeah. And pretty much immediately there were reports of racism, Pittsburgh EMS not responding to calls in certain Black neighborhoods, and even EMS showing up and refusing rides to the hospital for a sickle cell patient, saying, oh, sickle cell is not really an emergency. And as we know, sickle cell is a commonly Black disease.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, so it's just back to the same thing. Basically, they just stole all the good stuff. They get all the service and all of the, plans that we made. But there were, like I said, there were workers, EMS workers. Specifically, there was a guy, Assistant Chief John Moon. He actually worked for EMS and was like really fighting to keep Freedom House culture alive and stuff like that. And in 2019, Deputy Chief Amira Gilchrist was sworn in as the chief of the Pittsburgh EMS, becoming the first Black person to hold the title. Not only that,
when?
She's a Black woman, 2019. And she said in her acceptance speech, or like in her, press conference, but for the shoulders of giants at Freedom House that I stand on, I would not be here today. And guess who was her mentor that helped her get hired as an EMS and through the ranks was Assistant Chief John Moon, who, like I said, was one of the OG Freedom House EMS guys who stayed with the Pittsburgh EMS. And he retired in 2009 and now mostly works to preserve the history of Freedom House. Our boy Mitchell Brown, he went on to work in public safety and eventually even became a city council member in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Dr. Safar was nominated for 3 Nobel Prizes.
Wow.
And ended up passing away in Pittsburgh in like 2003, I think. And Phil Halen continued on the Folk Fund until he retired in I think it's 99, but in the 1990s. And he still lives in Pittsburgh to this day. When I Googled his name, he just had like his 99th birthday with all these people.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so that is the story of Freedom House Ambulance Service and how we got ambulance in our country, like the system that we have today of calling 911 and an ambulance showing up and helping you. Because if you have a gunshot wound and they just throw you in the back of a car and drive you there, defeats the purpose of an ambulance.
Yeah.
But now we have a system that has been taken over by white supremacy that nobody can afford to use. We have people taking Ubers to the ER.
Yes.
And it just totally defeats the purpose of the culture and what they were trying to create at Freedom House. And I also like that they didn't want to have, right? It's always like socialism for me, but not for thee. Because like this is a socialist idea, being able to call an EMS and they come and take you to the hospital and render you aid, right? And these white people were like, well, how come we don't get it? And then suddenly they want to create something that's run by the state. Suddenly it's good for the state to control these things versus a private institution.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's great that obviously there's first responders and ambulances today to help save people.
Absolutely.
But what happens if something happened to us and we have to take an ambulance ride? I think an ambulance ride is like $10,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
It puts you into debt.
Yeah.
So that's why you just said, like, people are so scared to even call an ambulance because they're like, well, I don't want to be put into debt if I survive whatever the hell is going on.
I was out to dinner a couple months ago. I yelled about it on the podcast, I remember, but a woman had a seizure and fell off of her bar stool.
Yes.
And the ambulance came and she was like, no, we're just going to take an Uber. And they literally took an Uber to the hospital instead of taking, because what if she had another seizure in the back of an Uber? Like, it's also just all this on the Uber driver too now, who's also an underpaid, person who's being exploited by tech billionaires.
I mean, this is something that I've also yelled about a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just like the healthcare system in general. It just makes me so angry. And sorry, I'm very emotional this weekend, but it just the fact that there were these people in a community that all they wanted to do was help their fellow people out and save lives and not have people go into debt and just like how did we get so far away from that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we live in a country where if it's not making money for somebody, then there's no point in doing it, right? Like they would prefer that we die than to not have some insurance bill or get that 10 grand from the ambulance ride, right?
Like, and it is so scary. It is so fucking scary how, like, that we live in a time where the only people that can really even afford to do anything is billionaires. Yeah. Like, we are just normal average people, and I would be like, no, do not put me in an ambulance. I don't have that money.
Yeah. Oh, I used to date a guy who had a seizure disorder, and on his medical bracelet it said, please do not call the ambulance, call my sister and she'll drive me to the hospital.
Yeah. I also dated a guy who was paying off an ambulance ride for years.
Yeah.
Years. And that's when I first found out, when he told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, I had to be put in an ambulance when I was like 20.
Because he got hit by a car.
Yeah. And he was like, and I was broke as fuck. I've been paying off this ambulance ride. It was like, I think it was even more than 10 grand.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm still paying it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell?
And he was knocked out when they put him in there, so he didn't get the choice to decide if he wanted the ambulance ride. Yeah.
And that was the first time I had ever even like realized. Yeah. And I was like, oh, no, please don't ever call an ambulance if I'm on the floor dying, because I can't afford that.
Yeah. And this is the thing, right? Like, we had a community that not only wanted to take care of their community, wanted to expand it and wanted to
help everyone,
wanted to make this program for everybody. But instead, once again, capitalism and white supremacy have to steal things and turn them into a profit, and not make it about the heart and soul of this, even just the way that they hired their employees, the quote unquote unemployables.
Yeah.
I was like, you're literally proving that the only reason these people are unemployable is because the system had failed them. Because the second there was a system set up to make them succeed, they were like fucking superheroes.
Yeah.
And saved hundreds of lives. But yeah, so I think that this is a great story of Black excellence and how we, by being racist, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is you're creating a worse version of things because you're trying to exclude people. And that's why, once again, I know we say this a lot.
It happens in every single thing ever that we have stolen from
queer communities, Black communities, Latino communities, immigrant communities, right? Like, this is why what makes America actually great is diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know, that scary word that Trump supporters keep throwing around and acting like it means that they're going to hire someone out of high school to fly a plane because he's Black. That's not how that works, you silly gooses. But yeah, so shout out to the Freedom House. There's lots of cool stuff that they did.
Well, thank you for enlightening us,
of course,
with that, because I had never heard of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people only first heard about it just when it got mentioned on the pit and there was a guy. I don't think a lot of people realized that's a real thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that it was and is the foundation of EMS as we know it, emergency medicine.
Thank you so much.
Shout out Freedom House ambulance service.
That's right.
That's right.
All right. So that was very uplifting. Also a little rage inducing. because you know how I feel about the healthcare system.
Yeah. And it's the two things that make everyone the angriest: white supremacy and healthcare.
Yeah. As they should.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for my story today, on this rainy little day, we're going to take it to my favorite topic.
Aliens.
All
right, Mel, turn it off.
I know. So sorry to the one listener that we have that absolutely hates aliens. I'm so sorry. But I love aliens. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like,
hates fish, loves aliens. Not scared of aliens, scared of fish and birds.
Is that weird?
Yeah, aliens are way scarier.
But what if they're not? Like, what if they're nice? Like, we don't know.
I know, but we don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, we're going to talk about aliens, if you guys already didn't get that. And we're going to take it to Poland. And we're going to talk about the EMILCIN abduction.
Okay.
So my sources were an article on culture.pl by Marek Keep, the Astonishing Legends blog, UFOinsight.com, podcastufo.com by Charles Lear, and of course, Wikipedia. So like I just said, today's story takes place in a rural village in Poland called EMILCIN in 1978.
Okay.
So around 5 o'clock in the morning on May 10th, 1978, a 71-year-old farmer named Jan Wolski was driving his horse-drawn cart down a path in the middle of a wooded area.
Horse-drawn path.
Horse-drawn?
This is 1978?
Well, he was a farmer, so he had a horse.
Okay.
And his little cart.
Yeah.
There's cars, but he's just like in this rural little town.
I know. I was just making sure I didn't mishear it and it wasn't 1878.
No. 1978. He just has his little horse and he's a farmer and he's 71.
You got it.
So he's like, you know what? Fuck a car. I got my horse. And as he's heading down the path, he sees two people walking in the distance. They were small, so he figured they might be children at first.
Okay.
But he really couldn't see like much about anything about them, aside from that they were wearing black clothes that covered most of their bodies.
Okay.
So he continues down the path towards the two children, and right as his cart is about to pass by them, the two beings turn to him and jump into his wagon.
Whoa, hitchhiking.
And sit down on either side of him.
They're like, time for a free ride, baby.
Yeah. They did it with so much like swag and confidence. Like they just run the fucking show. They're like, we belong here.
I'd probably just be like, okay, wherever you need to go, kings.
That's kind of what happens, to be honest. So he actually
my short kings.
My short kings. Or at first he thinks they're children, right? So he's like, okay, kids, like where are we going?
Yeah, your head's somewhere?
We're going to fucking Chuck E. Cheese? Like, come on. Jan later said in an interview, they were polite when they jumped on, so why not let them sit down?
Yeah.
He's like, what do I have?
Agreed.
Like,
yeah,
come on in. So now these two little guys, they're literally sitting on either side of Jan in the horse-drawn cart. And Jan is staring at them. And that's when he kind of realizes, okay, maybe these are not children. He said they both were about 5 feet tall. So that's kind of why he assumed that at first. And they were
okay. Well,
I would also think you're a child. If I'm on my little buggy driving down a path and I see your ass, I'm like, that's a kid. And then he also said, they're wearing these full black outfits or like black jumpsuits that were covering everything except for their face and their hands. So he really couldn't get any good grasp of what these people looked like.
See, this is how I know this doesn't take place in America, because I would have been like, oh, Amish.
Right.
Everybody's Amish. Everybody in the story is Amish.
Have you ever driven through Amish country? I have.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But he did say that at this point, he sees that their face and their hands, which are the only parts that are not covered, are a shade of green.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jan just continues driving his cart while these two beings start chit-chatting to each other, like over Jan as if he's not even there. They're just fucking gossiping.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah, they're like, this nice guy picked us up. We're like chilling.
We're having a grand old time. All we need is a little drink in our hand and we're good. And at this point, you would think that Jan would be like, okay, well, clearly these people are green and they're talking in a very interesting language that I'm not aware of. So you would think he would know that they're not humans, probably, right? But he claimed to be very confused with what was happening. And to Jan, he was like, I just thought these were like foreigners that I had never encountered before.
Okay.
He said their slanted eyes, prominent cheekbones, and language that he didn't understand just made him think that they were from another country that he had never heard of.
Yeah, I would have been like, girl, I don't know. I don't travel that much.
That's literally, I think you and him are very similar, clearly. He was like, I don't fucking know. I'm just a farmer. I'm just here.
They seem nice.
I have my horse-drawn cart.
Yeah.
What do I know?
I'm trying to live a simple life.
Yeah. He's like, I literally don't know.
And guess what? The way to live a simple life, you don't ask a lot of questions.
Don't ask a lot of questions. He probably didn't go online much. It's 1978.
There is no online.
There is no online. So how is he supposed to know? As Jan drives his car into a more dense area of woodland, they get into a clearing. And that's when he sees what he described as a giant car similar to a bus, like in shape.
Okay.
But based on the photo, like the sketch of it, it looked more like a camper to me. I'll show you. This is kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like one of those pop-up campers.
Yeah, it looked more like a camper.
Honestly, the outfit's kind of swagged out.
It is a little swaggy.
Because, wearing it like a shiesty is in right now.
No, I like a full body covering, personally.
Why not?
Maybe I'll wear one to your wedding.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
One of the dresses you sent me was kind of like that.
Once again, I just need the head covering and I'm good. So it's kind of like a camper shape, but he sees this object floating in the clearing and it was glowing and it was making a humming sound.
Okay.
The closer the cart gets to the floating object, the louder this like humming or buzzing sound gets. And he said it sounded like a bunch of angry bumblebees.
Okay.
Now, at this point, I imagine that Jan is kind of under some sort of a mind control situation because he never feels like scared or nervous.
Well, yeah, because we've covered stories before where they said like they just felt like, oh, chill, it's chill. And then after it happened, they were like, what? Why did I feel so chill?
Yeah.
I should not have been chill about that. That was not a chill situation.
And he's just literally he's like, these guys were polite. They jumped into my cart. We went into a clearing. I see their fucking flying object.
Yeah.
And he never felt like freaked out or anything.
Scared.
So at this point, one of the beings kind of hand gestures to him to stop the cart. So he does. And then his horse starts freaking out when he sees the aircraft because he's like, I'm not under some sort of mind control.
Yeah.
I don't like what's going on.
And I can hear bees.
Exactly. And I don't like them. I'm allergic.
Yeah.
And that's when one of the beings takes a hold of the horse range and he calms the horse down.
Okay.
Then the two beings jump out of the cart and they start walking up towards the flying craft and they turn around and they gesture to Jan to come to them.
Yeah, buddy, come on.
Yeah,
it's
they're
happy
like,
hour.
Come on, we're going up.
We're having drinks.
And Jan just does it. He's just like, all right, sounds great. So the three of them walk up towards the object and what looks like a small like lift or elevator emerges from the side of the object and comes down. And it's like attached to thin cables.
Okay.
One of the beings steps onto the lift and once again kind of gestures to Jan to come up.
Get on.
This is what they do because they can't, they speak a different language. So they just gesture to him. They're like, come on up, buddy.
Okay.
So Jan gets on and then the other being goes back over to the horse and starts like caring for the horse. Like, he's like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to look after your horse.
Yeah, to make sure the horse doesn't run away or something.
Yeah.
This is his mode of transportation and probably his friend.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Jan and the other guy, they get up on this elevator, they grab a hold of the cables, and they are lifted up into the craft. Once again, Jan he follows this little guy wherever he goes without any hesitation. And once they're inside the craft, there's two more of the green little guys in their fully black suits.
Yeah.
And this is when, I don't know if it's the lighting, I don't know what it is, Jan gets a little bit of a closer look at them, and he sees that they don't really have human features. So he's kind of like, oh, okay, maybe these aren't humans.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
yeah,
they're probably not. And one of the guys inside the craft, he appeared to be eating like a snack that looked like a popsicle or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he notices Jan looking at his snack. So he breaks off a piece of it and he like goes to offer it to Jan. He's like, here, you want some? And Jan's like, oh no, I'm good. Thank you so much.
I would need to try it immediately.
Well, I would think I was going to get poisoned or something.
He's eating it already.
No, you can't you can't eat whatever's going on in the alien aircraft.
I'm just saying. Because then what if it was the best tasting thing in the world? I guess
mean,
that would kind of suck if you could never have it again.
That's so true. And then you're always thinking about it. And
Yeah.
you're like, where can I find it?
It's like that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they think that they ate human and they're like, fuck, we liked it a lot.
Oh, ew.
It was roadkill.
Even worse.
Even worse?
Even worse, perhaps. But it's like me with my boon.
Yeah.
Once my restaurant closed down, that I would always get the most delicious beef boon, and now I can't find it and I can't replicate it, and I'm never gonna have it again, and I'm really sad.
I'm gonna figure out how to replicate
It's exactly
it.
like that.
That one time I thought for sure, it was the only time in my entire life I really thought I was pregnant because I wanted this Indian food dish so bad and I was craving it so bad. I'd been thinking about it for days. You know what I mean? Like one of those things.
Yeah.
And I had to go to a different place because my regular place closed down and it did not taste like it. And I literally sobbed for like an hour being like, it's just not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
And it never will be.
And it never
And all
will
of
be.
the good restaurants closed down during COVID. And
This closed before COVID.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
All my favorite restaurants closed down during COVID. Broke my heart.
Wow, they really did.
Broke my
like
damn
every
heart.
place that you like frequented besides one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Really
That's kinda
fucking sad.
crazy.
I know. So, as Jan is looking around the room at this point, he notices that there are a bunch of black birds that looked like crows lying on the floor that seemed to not be dead. They just seem to be kind of paralyzed because you can kind of see them fluttering a little bit.
Okay.
And he's like, this probably is not a good sign for me.
I mean, hey, crows are really smart. So if I was an alien and I showed up, I'd be like, give me the humans, give me the crows, give me the octopuses.
Yeah, that's fair. But there is a theory to kind of this like little bird situation that we have going on, which we've all heard about, the conspiracy that birds aren't real, right?
Yes.
So with this case and hearing Jan mentioning the birds on the floor, I'm just thinking, I don't know.
They're working for them.
Did aliens maybe invent crows to spy on us? And they were just had them all there, like ready to go, like ready to charge them up and get down there?
They had to charge them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because
Because the birds aren't fucking real, Cassidy. They got to charge them.
They were all taking a turn on the ox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Listen, when I heard that part, I said,
see, to me, that would make bird watching even more fun.
put my tinfoil hat on. Birds are not fucking real. Actually, some birds are real, but I don't think crows are real.
I think that would mean that they're real. They're just alien. They're still real.
Well, not if they're being charged.
Well, we don't know.
Well, that's how I feel. Okay.
I did send you a video of a crow that I found that was obsessed with my fiance.
Like, crows are so fucking weird.
Like, listen to
bro.
this noise that's coming out of this thing. I'm going to play it for everyone, for all the kids at home.
You're gonna fucking tell me that's not alien voice?
No, I know. That's why I'm saying. I'm trying to help you. I'm giving you a compelling point.
No, and I appreciate that, and that just proves my point.
Yeah. Because that's what they sound like.
Crows are aliens, and all the aliens have a bunch of crows ready to go to bring down to Earth. Sorry, this is actually not what this story is about at all, but it just really
we've gotten loose from the original point. What happened to the plot of the movie?
It just really strikes a nerve with me. And I just think crows are aliens. Okay. We'll continue with Jan now.
Okay.
So when he looks back up at the beings, they were kind of like grimacing or smiling at him in a very weird way, which made him a little uncomfortable. And this is kind of the photo of, and I'm sure you've seen this photo before, of what they were.
Well, okay.
Tell me they don't look like little weird.
Imagine they're like, okay, these people bare their teeth at each other. And so they're just trying to like copy
they're
it.
trying to,
but like in their
human?
Culture, it's not trying to be human, but they're like trying to be like, we're friends. You know, like how people are like, people smile at monkeys, but like in monkey world, that's like a show of aggression. Like you're not supposed to smile at monkeys because that's like baring your teeth at them is like a show of aggression.
Oh.
Yeah. And so like something like that, you know what I mean?
Remind me not to smile at a monkey because I would.
Menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in his mind, he's like, look how happy I look. And it's, you actually don't. You
like, I'm doing so good.
Yeah. Then they once again do like a hand gesture to him that is telling him it's time to take your clothes off now. Like we're gonna do some shit. We're gonna do some experiments on you.
Get naked.
Yeah. And at this point in the story, I was like, ooh, are we getting a little smutty here with the aliens?
Oh,
I thought things were gonna go into
I can't with smut anymore. I used to try and be really accepting.
In this sense, I was like, okay, one of the beings like walks over to Jan. He starts unbuttoning his shirt for him. I'm like, whoa, that literally sounds like a scene from a book I just read.
Yeah, but everyone's getting too porn brained. We need to cut that out.
I know, it's getting bad over here.
Yeah.
But don't worry, it does not turn into smut. He does get completely undressed. And then the beings come up to him with like a handheld device that sounded kind of like a TSA wand or like a metal detector type of thing. And they move it all around his body. They're doing some weird shit. And then when they're done, they just gesture to him to put his clothes back on. And they're like, okay, we're done with you.
That's not invasive at all. That's fine.
Yeah, actually, one of the articles I read, the title was like, an alien abduction that sounds more like a tea party. Like it was just like a nice little fun time.
Yeah,
he got offered snacks.
No probing.
Yeah, no probing.
Mm-mm.
He got offered a snack.
Yeah,
he
should have taken that snack.
Should have taken that snack, Jan.
Because I need to know what it tastes like. What they're eating.
He really fucked up. Then he's just said the beings led him back to the entrance of the craft. He turned to them, waved goodbye, and he left. Just a nice little.
I love this.
A nice little time.
Good for him. See, this is what I want to experience,
and this is what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Yeah, it's like when they when people see like a seal that has like a hook stuck in it, and they're like so scared of the people, and then the people come and take the hook out, and then they kind of waddle away like, thanks.
Yeah, thanks,
but
buddy.
You did scare me a little.
Yeah, because a human is probably the one that put the hook in him, or what, so
but I'm just saying, like, it's like, because you don't speak the same language, you can't be like, hey man, I'm not here to hurt you at all. I'm actually here to help.
Right.
Maybe they cured his cancer doing that. I don't know.
Well,
does he die of cancer?
Well,
okay,
we'll see.
Lay it on me, girl.
Jan, he gets back into his cart, he drives home, and he excitedly tells his entire family about what he just encountered.
Yeah.
And he's like, come with me, like, I'll show you the craft. It's amazing. You got to see it. So he takes out his family to the clearing, and of course, the craft is gone. All that was left were a few small footprints in the dirt.
But yeah, to me, I'm going, okay, he obviously believed what he encountered. He's not lying, because why would he take him out to where the craft would be?
Right.
Because that's embarrassing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Shortly after Jan tells his entire family and a lot of his neighbors about the little beings, he actually had taken his neighbors out to the area too, because he was like, you got to see this. You got to see this. But after he tells everybody, a Polish ufologist named Blania hears about this case. And this guy, he's from Poland, but there had actually never been a UFO case in Poland at all up until this point. So this is like the first time ever that he's hearing about any sort of UFO sighting or any sort of encounter.
So this isn't like in their zeitgeist. It's not, it's not like it's Roswell in 1960.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's very excited about like a potential story being in front of him in his home of Poland. Yeah. He's like, this is so crazy. So the first thing he does is he arranges for Jan to be examined by a psychiatrist, because Blania was like, I don't want to look any further into this case if you're just like an insane person.
Yeah, like if you have like a diagnosis that could easily solve this. Yeah.
And he wanted every part of this to be credible, especially if he was going to start like writing about it. And according to the psych, it came back that Jan was completely of sane mind.
Yeah.
So Blania then spends a few days in EMILCIN trying to see if they could get any like evidence of what Jan had seen. He said that he did see where like the little footprints were left in the dirt, but that was pretty much it. He did find a 6-year-old boy named Adam Popiolek who claimed that he saw a rectangular aircraft flying through the sky, and he thought it was going to crash into their house. So he screamed for his mother to come outside and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. But when she walked outside, it was gone.
Yeah, of course.
And how credible is a 6-year-old?
Yes, that part too.
Jan's family claimed that they believed his story right away because he was always like a very trustworthy normal, good dude. And they were like, I don't think he would make something up. And especially as I've talked about many, many, many times in UFO sightings and encounters, people are so scared of being ridiculed.
Yeah.
That they're like, why would I make this up? That would be so fucking embarrassing. Everyone's going to think I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
So they all were like, we believe him. We think he's telling the truth. So one of the theories to this story is that the UFOologist Blania, he fabricated Jan's story by forcing, or like helped fabricate it. Like Jan had the story, but then he came to the town and he forced witnesses to make up the parts that they also saw a UFO that night, just to like make it more credible. Yeah. So allegedly, the 6-year-old boy witness was said to have been enticed somehow by Blania to tell a story that, wasn't true, or somehow convinced him, because he's 6, that he saw a UFO when maybe he just saw like a plane or something.
Yeah.
And this is all because people think that Blania really wanted to have his own UFO or alien encounter happen in Poland. Another theory is that because of where we are and because of the times that was happening in Poland, that the communist regime actually created this whole encounter and forced Jan to be part of it to direct public attention away from the failing economy that was happening at the time.
Okay.
Which, I mean, is highly possible because that is something governments love to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
what do they always say in America every time that something horrible is happening? Oh my gosh, we're releasing more UFO files.
Every time.
Yeah.
Like
they literally just did it like last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens every time.
And it's like, girl,
we know your games.
And also, we got other files we're a little focused on right now.
And also, at this point, everyone should just believe in aliens, that it's not shocking to us anymore. So,
actually, sorry, we got a lot going on right now. Could you like come back with this in like 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, come back with this when I'm like actually excited to hear about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I want the other.
That's why I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, of course, why not?
Release the other files.
Yeah, we have other files we're focused on.
The police, however, they did put out a statement saying that Jan clearly dreamt this whole thing. They were like, he obviously just like fell into a deep sleep, and his dream just felt so real that he woke up thinking that this really happened to him.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the official statement that they put out there.
Okay.
About what happened. Then in 2012, after both Jan and Blania had been gone for quite some time now,
okay,
a press report came out that said this other ufologist in Poland that allegedly had beef with Blania at the time, his name was Witold Warzronik. He had gotten Jan hypnotized and had fake memories planted into his brain to trick Blania and make him think that he was like, or make him like write a bunch of articles and write a book about this case just to be like, boom,
to discredit him.
This was all a hoax, and you had no idea what you were talking about.
Okay. I mean, that's also pretty incredible.
Honestly,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. There was also,
either one is crazy.
There was also another theory too, kind of back to like the government and the communism stuff, that the government tricked Jan into thinking he had this experience by like placing fake green people and like making him actually go through that.
Okay, well then that's not really a trick. You just actually did that.
You actually just like, yeah, you just made him think that it really did happen, which it did happen.
I was gonna say that's not even made him think.
Yeah,
you just did it to him.
Yeah, which I'm like, that's a lot of fucking work. That's crazy. That would be crazy. This one is also crazy, but to me, I'm like, okay, if you really did that, why the fuck would it take you 10 years after Blania died to come out and tell us what you did?
Yeah,
because that
you're
actually
just a hater.
Because that actually doesn't discredit him, because he did write a book and he did sell copies of it, and then he died in 2003 or whatever.
Yeah, haters in the building.
So I'm like, wow, you really fucking showed him like he's already dead.
Yeah,
like what do you mean? You're a loser.
Yeah, I think you just wanted some attention.
Yeah,
which, girl, same. I get it. But
I'm not hating. I mean, I am hating, but like I'm also not hating because I also get it. I love attention.
I hate on things I understand all the time. I'll be like, I get it, but also ew.
But also like, oh, you're still weird for that.
I would do that, yes, but also it's gross because you did it.
Exactly.
But because if I did it, it would be normal and cool. And actually,
exactly.
Yeah,
you get it. So Jan, he did die only 2 years after his encounter in 1980.
Okay.
So to me, I'm like, okay, if this was real, maybe whatever they did to him in the craft with like testing him or whatever had something to do with his death.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he like wasn't in poor health or anything. And then just like all of a sudden he just like dies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe the yawn is the friends we made along the way.
I agree with that 100%. But either way, like I said, this was the very first reported like UFO or alien encounter in Poland. And because of that, in 2005, 25 years after Jan passed away, they put up a statue in the spot where Jan had allegedly had this encounter.
Good.
And the inscription on the statue reads, on 10 May 1978, in EMILCIN, a UFO object landed. The truth will astonish us in the future.
See, I love that. More statues for alleged alien sightings, less statues for politicians.
Yes, agreed. Hard agree. Yep.
Sold.
And that is the EMILCIN abduction, possibly. Question mark.
I love it. I think any of the three main theories are all hilarious.
Yeah.
That they hypnotized him into thinking he had the experience, that the government set it up like a
dressed up people and like did it
and gave him the experience.
Yeah.
Or that it was actually aliens. Love all three. I am excited and interested, and hopefully, you know, when I go to heaven, I get to ask my one big question about
this is gonna be it. Ooh,
this wouldn't be it. If I get to ask 3 questions, this might be one of them.
Would it?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, one of your questions has to include aliens, right?
Yeah,
or the birds. Or the birds.
You gotta hit 3 different categories for your 3 questions.
Okay, what would be? Now I just need to know.
Okay. First question, like, what is the meaning of life?
Okay, but that's just so broad.
I know, but I'm assuming if I'm encountering some sort of 4th or 5th dimensional being,
I don't think they can answer it. I don't think they know.
Because what if they just say, oh, the meaning of life is just living, just doing it? And
that's
I go,
so boring.
I'd be like, sick. That's so Buddhist.
Oh my God, I would literally be like, boring. Give me another answer.
I'd be like, awesome, because that's just what I did. I just fucking lived it. Yeah, I don't know. What happened there? What happened to that? Was it aliens or was it schizophrenia?
I also want to know. And I want to know about the birds. Are birds really just aliens? Are crows really aliens? That's the question I want to know.
Do you think if I hung out with an octopus, it would understand that I catch its vibe and it would like me?
Caught a vibe.
Yeah. That would be my 3rd question.
Okay. I do think if any creature is going to catch your vibe, it would be an octopus. This is why, well, first of all, octopus also might be aliens. Look at them.
No, I know. And I don't know if you know anything about their DNA testing, but it doesn't look good for them not being aliens.
They're water aliens. This makes sense.
Yeah. That's actually like a big theory that people have.
That they're water aliens?
That they are aliens, yes.
And they got those big heads.
Big ass heads.
Wow. Okay, so octopus and crows.
You're convinced?
Are aliens.
Okay, so the crows aren't technology, they're aliens?
Well, you said that they weren't technology. I thought they were, just based on Jan's description.
I don't know, girl. This is your theory, not mine. You gotta work out some kinks here.
I know.
We gotta get you in the books, get you in the stacks.
I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, you need it. we need a fully formed thought here.
I don't have those often.
It's okay. I'll ask you about it next week.
Okay.
I don't have those often. Well, how about we round this out with a listener story from Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex says, hey, Amanda and Cass. I have a short listener story to tell y'all. Okay, here it goes. Back in, I think, late 2022 or early 2023, I was 22 and occasionally helped my mom and sister clean this eye clinic because she was cleaning the whole building with just my 3 sisters.
Wow.
So I just wanted to help them get it done faster. And it was at night. And also because I'm just a good son and brother.
Love it.
After we finish up, I was mopping the ladies' room, coming out, and I hear, Alex, as if somebody was beckoning me to them. And I was really confused. It sounded soft and low, and I had one AirPod in my ear to listen to podcasts as I worked. So I didn't know if it was in my head or one of my sisters had called for me. So I went down and one by one asked if anybody had called out my name, but all 3 said no. I was weirded out, but I just chucked it off at first. Must be in my head. But a few weeks later, I'm helping again, and this night there was a nurse working late. I asked her if she wanted the lights kept on as to scare away the ghosts, and she chuckled and said, the light's on, and deadass said to me, because there is a ghost in here. I was shocked as fuck. I'm sure you could imagine. I told her my story and she said that ghost is active at night and is known to knock stuff down too. But looking back now, I shouldn't have been that shocked because you want to know something? Right next to the eye clinic is a hospital. And yep. Anyway, that's all, guys. Shout out to my older sister, Gabby, who just gave birth to my new niece a few days ago. Congratulations, Gabby. You both rock. Keep up the pod and don't go bald, please.
Don't go bald.
That's something the kids say.
What do you mean?
The kids say that. They
this
go
is
like
new for this is I've never heard
he's 22, so he's a Gen Z. They go.
Well, he was 22 in 2002.
Yeah, but I mean, even now he's still Gen Z. He's probably 25 or whatever. But no, they say,
2022.
You're so funny. Don't go bald. They'll like comment it on your stuff. You've never had anyone say that to you?
No. Why am I'm always learning new Gen Z slang and I can't keep up with it.
The kids DM me stuff all the time and go, "You're so funny. Don't go bald." You've never had anyone say that to you?
Maybe they want me to go bald.
They'll comment it also on bald people's posts, which is very funny. Like they'll be like, "You're so funny. Please don't go bald." Oh no. Like it's funny because they're actually bald.
Does it mean that they like you or it
means they like you?
Okay. Well, great. No Gen Z people like me.
You're tough, TUFF.
I did get called out.
That's
tough.
Gen A or whatever though, because she's young.
She's 15.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what Gen that is.
TUFF. Tough.
TUFF tough.
I did feel really cool though when I got told that. But I haven't been told to not go bald, so someone better fucking tell me that right now.
Well, we just got told not to go bald. So yes, you have.
Right. Thank you, Alex. Okay, thank you.
Alex saved you.
You saved me. Oh
now you won't go bald because Alex doesn't want you to.
I literally was just looking up like biotin
Moxidil or whatever.
Or just like biotin shampoos. Like I need something to thicken this situation.
Yeah.
Because every time I pull my hair back, you can see my scalp.
Yeah, that's not great.
I know.
Yeah. Listen,
you think I'm happy about it? You think I'm happy here?
As somebody who like half of my hair fell out of my head over the last year
you
and a half.
You are thick. You got thick ass hair.
Not anymore. Look at this. Look at this braid.
Yeah, but you
thin.
You can't see any of your scalp. You can see mine.
I'm trying to grow it back. I'm using rosemary. You need rosemary oil.
Okay, well, I'm going to get some right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm very upset.
I know.
Okay.
And the rain is crying with you.
The rain is crying. I'm crying. My soul is crying.
Well, thank you, Alex, for that creepy little story. Hopefully you're not ever alone in said eye doctor office or wherever it was. Thank you so much for sending in a story also and for listening. Shout out Gabby and the new baby. If you guys have a story you would like to send in, you can do that at dtkpod.com/contact. You can also find our Patreon, our social media, our YouTube, and all that other fun stuff there. Like I said, we have a lot of fun stuff on the Patreon right now with the book club. And we had a shot of Kool-Aid come out last week. That was pretty funny, I thought. Yes. And you also do get the episodes early, ad-free, and you get the comment section to talk to both us and other cool kids. So make sure you check that out, dtkpod.com/support. Thank you so much for listening. And most importantly, make sure you keep your front door locked.
Make sure you keep your mind open.
And keep drinking the Kool-Aid.